Welcome back to our epic field trip. Today we're going to share with you our saga with the refrigerator. But first, if you are not a subscriber yet, please hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you can get notices. Yeah, let us know when we got new videos. That would be a great help.
Yeah, so this refrigerator saga, I'm telling you, I have to say it's one of the things that I had been dreading, is if the refrigerator ever went out on us.
Yeah, it's not something you can do on your own.
What did you do to get more informed on what we could expect with
replacing this fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went on the Integra Coach owners, and it was a lot of information about it. They let me know that a lot of other people had had the same problem with Samsung, so they went ahead and replaced it. And they all let me know that it was between 8 to 8.5 hours of labor, because taking the old one out of the toll window and bringing the new one in, it's a lot of labor.
That, though, I had really been dreading, should anything ever happen to it. And unfortunately, that day came much sooner than I would have liked, for sure.
Me too.
On May 30th, we were wrapping up our time in Tennessee, and the refrigerator lost its cool.
It did.
It just started randomly not cooling. The compressor was running, but it was just not cooling. It lost its cool both in the refrigerator section and the freezer section. So we were going to be leaving Tennessee, and we needed to head to Atlanta for some business meetings. And so we thought, well, there's a National Indoor RV Center in Atlanta. Let's get just connected with them and see what we can do about getting the refrigerator diagnosed and move on from there.
Yeah. They got us in, kept the coach all day Monday. Yep. And nothing
got done.
Nothing. I mean, nothing.
So they pulled the coach back out of the bay so we could stay in it overnight, and with the intention of really getting to making some progress on Tuesday. Still got nothing done.
Yeah.
The appliance guy never showed up, and they were also working with our warranty company, and they kept telling us that they're waiting on the warranty company. Well, finally in the afternoon, when things were still not happening, Scott called the warranty company himself and found out that they had not even received a call yet about our claim.
No.
So he had some meetings that was the whole reason we needed to be in the Atlanta area, was he had some meetings later in the week. By this time, it's late on Tuesday. We needed to get back up to Gainesville. So we said 2 days at the service center with absolutely no progress. And the communication was so poor. We said, you know what, we don't really have time to deal with this right now. We're going to go do the meetings. And then right after the meetings, we needed to be in Texas for a mapping project.
Yep.
So since we had the mapping project near College Station in Texas, we said, let's just get there and see how we might be able to figure it out once we get there.
Right, so we contacted some mobile RV company. Came out. We got there on Sunday. He came out on Monday, took the freezer, took some things apart, and said fans aren't working. Okay, great. I'm going to order the parts. Okay, awesome. He orders the parts, said it'd be 2 to 3 days. So by Monday, I did not hear from them at all. Which was, I hate the lack of communication. So I call, and they're like, yep, I'll call you right back, and when we get the parts, we're going to go pick them up. I said, okay, awesome. Wasn't an hour later, I get broken up with by text from an
RV repair.
From an RV repair, from Mobile RV. They said, we got the parts, they're the wrong parts, so you need to find someone else to repair your refrigerator. I was like blown away by that.
Oh my gosh. They didn't even bother to call. And what?
But still, break up with me over text, that was a first.
Okay, so by then, remember, our refrigerator lost its cool, started losing its cool on May 30th. By then, it's like June 18th or something. I think it was June 18th.
June 18th.
Yes.
Oh, and all this time we're living out of a cooler.
So we were, putting some drinks, beverages, maybe some cold cuts for sandwiches and stuff like that in a cooler. And he was having to drag that cooler in and out every day and replenish the ice, and we were having to spend the money on the ice. So we were starting to get, we were past starting to get pretty frazzled and frustrated and grumpy about not having a refrigerator. Mm-hmm. So since the RV mobile repair broke up with us, we thought, all right, well, maybe we can just get an appliance guy here to come diagnose it.
Get somebody out of here.
Yeah.
So I made calls to every single appliance repair in a 30-mile radius. And nobody would come out and look at the Samsung. Once I told them it was a Samsung, oh no, we don't repair those. I was like, what? So that totally frustrated me. Nobody's coming out. Nobody wants to repair. It was a nightmare. So
then we remembered that there was an NIRVC in Dallas that we had been to before twice, and they worked with us very, very well. So we were pretty happy with their service. So you called them.
Called them up, left a message. They called me right back. Hey, what do we got to do to get you in? What do you need?
Yeah, they were very responsive.
Very. Yep. And I said, hey, my refrigerator is not working, so I'm going to need to get that in as soon as possible. What can we do? So at that point, he emailed back saying, what was that, the 20th? I believe it was.
Yeah, the next day he emailed back.
He emailed back saying, the appliance guy will be here July 2nd. Can you make it here? We still had a couple of weeks, and that let me have time to finish up my project. So, what'd we do?
But a couple more weeks with the cooler was not happening for him. Nice. It was really starting to affect his back.
Yeah. Oof.
So he made an executive decision to go get a little dorm room refrigerator.
Yes, 3.1 cubic foot refrigerator freezer.
But at least he didn't have to carry it in and out every day.
No.
Since we had 2 more weeks to go.
So it helped.
Yeah.
It really did. I liked it.
So we finished up the project and got packed up, and we got ourselves up to Louisville, which is where the NIRVC is located.
Yep. And we got there Monday, July 1st, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was like early afternoon. Jason met with me, and we got parked, and we went over everything that needs to be done. The thing is, now, I turned the refrigerator on so that it would be at least able to be looked at by the appliance guy. Diagnosed. And darn it, that thing just worked perfectly.
It kept, it's cool.
It did everything right for 2 days.
Yeah, it never lost power. It never acted up again. So here we are in Dallas, ready to be repaired, ready to be diagnosed, and the thing's working. So you can't really diagnose something that isn't acting up.
No.
So at this point, since the refrigerator was working fine, supposedly, we knew the warranty was not going to cover it, right? Because they couldn't diagnose it to say what was wrong with it. However, after the experience of already being more than a month without a refrigerator, we did not have a good feeling. We had a very uncomfortable feeling, as a matter of fact, thinking about leaving the Dallas area.
So we made the decision to replace the refrigerator. Number one, it wasn't trustworthy. We could not trust it. It had already not worked for the last 28 days. So that worried us. Nobody will come work on it.
Right.
That's a problem. I don't want it to be broken down in Wisconsin on the next project and nobody will come look at it. So we made the decision, replace it. So we did, and we let our service advisor know right away. He says, okay, let's work on that. My technician and my advisor told me right away, hey, you're looking at 8.5 hours to replace. On that, they said, pick out a refrigerator. Went out to Lowe's, picked out a refrigerator. They bought it. We rented a truck, picked it up, brought it to National Indoor RV. Boom. Let's set everything up for
the next day.
The next day, Wednesday. All hands on deck. I said, I said, you'll be able to get everything done. All the engine work, chassis says, yes, it's all in the same bay. We can get it done.
And while replacing the refrigerator.
Exactly.
Yes.
Sounds great.
Yeah, they pulled it in at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
And they were working it all day long. Yes.
They even stayed late to get some things wrapped up to make sure it was all like it's supposed to be. We bought a little bigger fridge. But it was 3.5 extra hours by having to cut out some carpet, and we couldn't use the old lock system for the freezer, so they had to put a new lock system in. Well worth the extra 3.5 hours to gain the extra cubic.
Yeah.
They made it happen.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
To sum it all up,
you know, if we had it to do over again, I guess the main lesson we learned is that communication is key. It was the biggest difference between Atlanta and Dallas, that Dallas, the communication was so much more proactive. And if you get a feeling that in your service event, if you're getting a feeling that your communication is not going well, our recommendation would be to escalate that, bring it to a head quicker rather than later, sooner rather than later, because it's not necessarily going to get better. So if it's starting out on the wrong foot, you definitely want to make sure that communication is effective and happening and very responsive.
Yep, makes the biggest difference.
Yeah, I think the other thing that we learned about this was a major service event like this that is not just your normal routine preventive maintenance. It's going to take some time. Yeah. And what really helped is that we were able to call Dallas and get them ready and set up, 2 weeks out for having this repair done. They were kind of primed and ready. They knew they needed to be ready to handle a refrigerator replacement, potentially. And I think that helped a lot. And I think that, if you run into a major service event, you just have to realize that it is going to be time consuming and take up some days. And it's just the nature of the beast.
It is, but if you stay in communication with everybody and they know that they can call you or text you or with an issue, whatever that might be, and then you be part of the problem solving and solution process, which we were.
Yeah. Okay. You just partner with them, help, collaborate with them, and they should be willing to do that, that there should be a good give and take and good partnership there with them.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it was just be part of the solution.
Yeah. Definitely. So that's the saga of our refrigerator replacement. It was quite a job, but we got it done. We wanted to share this with you. I hope this was useful information. If so, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe button.
And the notification bell so you get a notification when we publish
new videos. Yes.
And until next time,
go find your adventure.
And maybe in our world here, there lives a happy little mountain.